would you come around for another season of the Challenge USA? Would you come back?
Yeah, like listen, I'm waiting for this redemption arc. I feel like it's coming, it's warming up. I'm like, come on, please. Yeah, I would definitely do it again. It was a lot of fun.
I'm excited to chat with you about your Challenge USA experience here. Of
Thank
course, I wanted to start with the elimination first because that's what we just got to see. First and foremost, I loved how you walked out into the arena. Like, so many people are like, let me do this WWE, like, blah, blah, blah. But like, that would totally be me. So I was like, oh my God.
I'm not the WWE personality. I was just like, let's do this. Like let's go. Let's get this thing started. What's about to happen?
And I mean, the elimination itself, like, it was so intense. And we only got to see like a couple minutes of it, but I wanted to know how long was that actually going on for? Because you guys were getting dunked so many times. And
Yeah. How long did it in my brain it felt like hours, but I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes because it was only 50, not only, it was 15 rounds, but um it's seconds. So like they're literally like they're dunking you in there. You're in there for like 2 seconds and then they pull you back up and you're up, you catch your breath for 2 seconds and they drop you again. And you don't know how much time is in between, but I would say it ranged from like 2 seconds to maybe 5 seconds before you're just getting dropped and dunked again. So maybe 10 to 15 minutes is how long the entire comp took.
wow. And it seems so labor intensive too, especially at, like you were describing it too. You were losing your breath in between these rounds, having to do something intensely physical. And you put up an amazing fight there. You were only down by like a handful of balls. What was that like to find out that outcome that it was so close?
I was super bummed. I wanted to win. I wanted to win so bad. I mean, I hate losing in general, but it was, I to lose by that little bit amount, I was really bummed. I gave it my all. So as much as I want to tell myself, like, oh, I wish I would have done one more handful, like I freaking did as many handfuls as I could. I couldn't breathe anymore. I was exhausted because you just, like you can't catch your breath. And so it's literally like, and then also I felt like I was choking, which I didn't even realize until after the fact, but I'm holding my thing off of my neck because I couldn't breathe. And I'm thinking that it's like cutting my pressure off. But I think it was just that I just kept getting water down my throat.
Oh my God. Ugh, I can't even imagine doing that. At first, I was like, oh, it's not a physical one. I would definitely want to do this. But then after seeing it in action, I was like, that's a lot.
That's very similar to my thought process too. I was like, okay, I got this. But then I was like, I even screamed out at some point. It's not. I'm like, how many more rounds are left? Because don't. You're not keeping track. Like, okay, number 9. I'm
Yeah.
like, how more of this do we have to do? Because I am choking here.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. And I mean, you were so close. So what would have happened had you did win? Do you think that you would have like defected? What would your game plan had been had you gotten back into the game?
I have thought about this. So I felt very good with the green team. I felt we were very, I know we lost the first challenge. It was just a fluke. So I felt like we were very smart, strategic. We worked well together. We all have like very cool, chill personalities, minus Amanda. But, I felt like we worked well together. However, from a personal game standpoint, I may have reflected to blue because I want to go to the team that's targeting me. So if blue wins again, who do you think they're going to throw in again? Me. So I think that I probably would have had to say my goodbyes to green, unfortunately, and go to blue because they were targeting me from week 1.
Mhm. And whose spot would you have taken?
Cassidy's.
Oh, okay.
Or
If you
maybe
would,
what? I don't know. I never thought about maybe. No, I think it would have been Cassidy. I think, or I maybe one of the Alyssas because I'm friends with them and I could spread them out somewhere else. But I already felt good with the connections I had on green, so I don't really need one of them over there. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of the Alyssas or Cassidy.
oh, okay. And Cassidy was the one who chose the team, right? So she was the team captain. You would have been like, yeah, captain's got to go. I'm
Sorry about team, sis.
Speaking of obviously before the elimination, we're getting back into the game here. And you mentioned that obviously you were friends with the Alyssas. You came in with Alyssa S from your season. What were the alliances kind of like? Were you all like Big Brother strong, maybe with a little bit of Survivor? But oh, I'm already
Yeah,
seeing you.
I don't. I don't want to say it was Big Brother strong because you have to remember, like, there's those middle Big Brother players too, like Paulie, Fessy, Josh. I like them, but I also know like they're also vets. So maybe not vets, but like they've been doing this a while. So like they were like the middle people, Michelle, like those people. I was like, I don't even, or like from the Big Brother world, I was like, I don't really trust them fully. Um, Big Brother, who the only person from Big Brother that I really didn't have a relationship with going into the house, I would say was Tyler, and I actually trusted him and me. I don't know what it is about Tyler, but he's such a cool, great person, and like he made me feel comfortable within like the first 10 minutes of meeting him. So I did trust him. So yes, I had these connections with like the Big Brother that had never been on the challenge, but there's also people from Survivor that I really liked and wanted to work with. So like Desi, Chanel, Michaela, like those three I felt really good with, and they were from Survivor. So even though I felt comfortable going in with my Big Brother people, I definitely wanted to work with people from Survivor as well. And I knew
Mhm.
they were too, you can
Right.
do it hard.
And were you guys talking about the vote here? Like, what was like the voting block going on there? Because I know the votes were kind of scattered about. Like, I know you voted for bananas, which I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So, like, who was voting together? Give me the lay of the land there.
Okay, so I was going hard. I had a one-on-one with everyone to get convince them to put in a guy. I mean, I was laying it out like, look, this is why you should vote a guy because one, two, three, four, all these reasons. So the only people that I knew weren't going to vote. So there ended up being, I think, four votes for was it four votes for girls? Yeah, Desi and then
Yep,
yeah,
Michelle
three.
got three.
Okay. So I knew that Lewis was voting in a female. He actually told me he was going to vote in Tiffany. Now, Tiffany, because he's like, oh, I think that you could beat Tiffany. I was like, you are not putting in Tiffany because that's my friend. Absolutely not. I'm not
You're not doing
like,
me a favor.
yeah, not doing me any favors. I'm like, no, I need Tiffany in the house. No, we're not voting Tiffany. So I knew he was voting for a girl. Obviously, that's what he should be doing because he wants to stay in the house. Dusty was from the Amazing Race. That's his number. Like that's his number one in the game. So I knew Dusty was going to hold him down. Dusty told me, like, oops, oh, sorry, my battery sign. So even though Dusty told me he was going to vote in a guy, I knew that he was going to vote in a girl because he's from the Amazing Race. So I knew that was happening. Now Amanda, she also told me she was going to vote in a guy, but she had told Monty she was voting in Michelle, and Monty came back and told me. So I already knew Amanda was a goner. Then there was nothing I could do about it. I kept going back to her like, "Hey, you're still voting in a guy." Like she was like, "Yeah, girl." No, but I already knew. I'm like, all right, she's gone. It's over. I'll take my loss on that one.
So do you know who voted like also bananas? Like who like the conversation?
Okay, so yeah, so I know that I did, Tyler did, um, I believe it was Monty and Michaela.
So your
We
green team was really looking out for you there.
Oh yeah, we talked. I felt solid with the green team, which is why I would have kind of been okay deflecting because I felt good about them and I would have protected them at all costs too. So yeah, the green team, like we wanted to take out the vets. I mean, we wanted them gone, and you could see that after I leave, that everyone was still aligned, like, okay, let's get them out now.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I, there's just so much going, all these little different relationships going on in the house, especially once you brought in the vets too. Like, what was that like? Did you have any inkling that they were coming in, and how did that really change how you approached the game too?
Oh yeah, I heard they were coming in. There's a lot of talk on social media and I see it. And fans are messaging me every single day about, who's going to be in the game and who to work with and yada yada yada. I knew that I wanted to take the vets out from the beginning. It's not even that I have anything against them, but I know that they're really good at this game and they've been doing this for a really long time. They're good physically, they're good socially. They've played so many different versions of each of these games that why would I want to keep them around? And I definitely don't want to play a fine with them. They've already done it. Let's get rid of them now while we have the numbers. There's only six of them. Let's take them out immediately.
Exactly. That would have been my first thought process too. Like they obviously got around to it after you had left, but like the very first time around, I would have been like, okay, we got the numbers here. So I can't believe that you and Lewis ended up in that bottom boat there.
Right. I'm like, wow, big move. Good job, guys.
And you mentioned too that like people have been like messaging you and stuff. Like what were they like? Was there any piece of advice that you took to heart and went while you were heading into the game?
No, I mean those messages are scattered. They're from fans, so fans have their favorites. It doesn't matter who they are. Like everyone has their fan club and everyone. So The messages were so scattered, like, oh, work with this person, don't work with this person. So I really ignored all of it and just went in there like with my own vision and own strategy and own game.
Yeah, that's how you have to do it because like the relationship, like as you're talking to somebody, it's completely different than watching them on TV and then
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
And as we're winding down here, my final question for you would be, would you come around for another season of The Challenge USA? Would you come back?
Yeah, like listen, I'm waiting for this redemption arc. I feel like it's coming, it's warming up. I'm like, come on, please. Yeah, I would definitely do it again. It was a lot of fun and definitely like my alley. Like I like that kind of game.
Oh, really? As opposed to Big Brother?
Oh, so Big Brother's fun too. But it's completely different. And I like the fact that on the challenge, once you're up, it's still not over for you. You can still win and get yourself out. It's all in your hands. And I love the fact that it's up to me. Like, that's it. If I lose, it's on me. If I win, like, I did that.
Totally. And that's one of the reasons why I love watching this game too, because it's just so many layers to it and it's it's an exciting game to watch. And I'm sure it
Exactly.
was an exciting game to play too. Unfortunately, that you did get the boot the first time around, but maybe on that redemption season or anything like that.